Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Kev's Hobby Showcase. I'm, of course, Kevin. You may also see me on Tabletop Jones Productions, where John and I are the two idiots playing board games. And today, well, I'm covering my, I'm sorry, I'm continuing my fan coverage of the New York Giants. And well, uh, so this is now week 10. They are 2-7, and to say that the season's been a disappointment is an understatement. It really is. So, uh, what can we now basically look forward to? Well, the main thing we can look forward to is the progression of Jackson Dart, our rookie quarterback. Now, I'll be honest. I think I've said it many times in these videos that I was not um, a big supporter of throwing him into the mix. I was wrong on that assessment because he has not only met expectations, in some cases, he's also exceeded them. Now, has he made rookie mistakes? Yes. One thing he does do, though, is he brings a lot of excitement. You know, the way he plays, you can tell he plays with a lot of passion. You can tell he has also a very humongous bond with his teammates because when Cam Scadaboo went down, you could tell that he was very upset. I mean, you could tell he was like just screaming, the F word on the field like over and over again. He was not happy and he was very, very upset. I have heard that Scadaboo is recovering very nicely. We're not going to see him for the rest of the year. I mean, I don't think that would even be a wise thing to do. Pretty much the season's done. I mean, I know there's still a lot of, I still like, was like nine, was it 9 games to go? No, it's not. Yeah, well, whatever. Actually, no, eight games to go. That's what it is. Yeah, because actually, no, I don't know. Sorry, 7 games. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't even matter. I know I'm kind of fumbling here, but yeah, I know it doesn't even matter because at this point with 7 losses, and especially in the division that they're in, especially in the conference they're in, there's very little hope of them even getting close to a playoff berth. As a matter of fact, right now I think it's more like the race for it's like a race to the bottom to the number one pick. So um, so what can we expect from today? They are playing the Chicago Bears. The Bears are a playoff team. They look like they're gonna probably well, at least they're in the running to win the division of the NFC North. Um, they're playing in Chicago, so no matter what, it's gonna be tough. And I mean, no matter what, because Chicago is a very good team. So what do I expect to see? Well, I don't really expect to see too much different from the past couple of games. I do expect to see Dart trying to basically carry that offense on his back. Um, I'm hoping that the offense rallies around him maybe a little bit better than they have been. I'm also hoping to see the defense get their collective heads together and actually, play. I mean, I don't know how many of the starters are still out. Obviously, um, well, first of all, I'd like to know who the heck is their strengthening and conditioning coach that these players are always so darn fragile every year. Every year they have a laundry list of injuries, and I just don't understand it. I mean, a lot of people say it's the surface of MetLife, but I don't know. I think it's a little bit more than that, because it seems like every year, this team has it's like the team of the walking wounded. I swear to God. Um, but anyway, what I'm hoping to see from the defense is more of the dominant player that we were starting to see in the beginning of the year, um, and also no more prevent defense, please. No more prevent defense. I mean, it seemed like I don't know. It seems like when they noticed that the constant pressure was actually being effective, they stopped doing it. I don't understand why. They have the personnel to actually continue that pressure. Because if they can, harass a quarterback, it could help cover for a weak secondary, which right now they have because of injuries. Because if you hurry up the quarterback, he's not going to throw. He's not going to make good throws. He's not going to make or most of them are not going to make good throws. Not going to make good decisions, and they're going to act hastily, and it could lead to turnovers. Now, or it could lead to sacks, or at the very least lead to 3 and outs, if you know what I mean by that. So anyway, let's just hope that they just put on a competitive game, and we'll see what happens. You'll see how things are at halftime. All right, so I'll see you then. Okay, it's halftime, and score they are winning 10-7. Now, yes, they're winning, but they're not really dominating this game. Other than the score, this is pretty much what I expected. Um, the Giant running game is non-existent. Um, Passing game is doing good. I mean, Dart is making good plays. He's made some bad plays, but he's made more good plays than bad. I'll say that. So I mean, like I said in the beginning, this has now become, like as far as the season goes, it's become, let's see how far he progresses. And let's face it, he's progressing pretty darn well. We have ourselves a good quarterback. Um, Now, as far as the defense goes, they still suck against the run. It's like, I mean, I'm amazed that they've only given up 7 points. I'll be honest with you. They are doing good against the pass, pretty good. However, not as much pressure on the quarterback as I would like to see. Um, I mean, they are making plays. That I mean, it's I mean, and Chicago's no slouch, so a lot of it has to do with them, of course. But it's kind of been like a little bit of give and take. I mean, and actually, when you think about it, this is basically a game of two rookie quarterbacks. Um, one who just happened to be the number one overall pick. So anyway, so it's been an interesting game so far. It's been, I mean, I'm, it's been a little frustrating when I see the running game not going. But I'll tell you, as far as the passing game goes, I mean, there's been good catches by Slayton, by Robinson, by Johnson. They've been making some. They've been stepping up. I mean, there was a. I'll have to say, I have to say that from Slayton, there was a nice one-handed grab that looked pretty damn impressive. Kind of, reminded me. Kind of like, I guess it's a little reminder to all of us that he's still. He can still be a top receiver. But I still think he has, as far as the season goes, he's still got a long way to go because this season is not going the way a lot of us Giants fans thought it was going to go during, when we saw them in the preseason. Because the way they were in the preseason, the way they have been so far during the season, it's been quite the difference. But now, let's just see what the Giants can do because they've had 10 straight losses on the road. This is going back into next year. So, I mean, I'm sorry, not next year, last year. So, it's like, what, can they finally break that streak against the Bears, who, I mean, I thought they were higher up in the standings than they actually were, but that's their division's a very tight one at the moment. I think there's only about a game separating just about everybody. So yeah, it's they're still a playoff contender right now. So yeah, let's see how the Giants do against a playoff contender. I mean, let's see. I think the last, well, they have actually all, the two wins so far have been against playoff contenders, the Chargers and the Eagles. So you never know. Let's see what happens. All right, so I'll see you at the end of the game, and hopefully, I'll still be smiling. All right, see you in there. See you at the end. All right, as I'm recording this, there's like 30 seconds left to go, but they're pretty much done. Yep, they went into the half leading 10-7. They were actually winning at one point 17-7. Looking pretty good. And then Jackson Dart has to be taken away for the concussion protocols. So God knows how long he's going to be out. And the offense kind of left with him. It's they had brief flashes of something nice. I mean, especially, I mean, when Russell Wilson came in, it looked like the running game was starting to pick up again, but that quickly was stopped. And our defense seems to be afraid of hitting Caleb Wilson. Caleb, whatever the hell his name is. Um, yeah, it's sorry about that. Something got a thing going on next to me. So yeah, it's amazing. This defense, how many times I've seen them rush up to this quarterback and almost like hold up and not hit him. I mean, this is the poorest tackling defense I've ever seen. I don't know why they seem to keep getting defensive coaches that don't emphasize tackling because this team doesn't tackle. They don't. This team does not tackle. I don't care what we say about Dexter Lawrence, who's been garbage this year, about Thibodeau, Yeah, he puts pressure on. No sacks. At least hardly any. I mean, the first rounder, Abdul Carter, again, a lot of pressure. No sacks. Um, Burns is like the one bright spot, but he got nothing today. I just, it boggles the mind. It boggles the mind that this team actually has talent on defense, but it seems like the defense is afraid of tackling. I just don't know. I don't understand it. I really don't. So, you know, I mean, if they're gonna keep the same front office, if they're gonna keep the same coaching staff, then these guys have to kind of drop loyalty to some of these players who are not producing, or at least the depth that is absolutely horrible. Because it's like, everybody mentions about the injuries to the secondary. The backups are supposed to step up and do something, and they're not. They're just absolutely not. Um, there's a lot of bad plays. There's a lot of there's missed tackles on offense. I mean, they were looking okay, and then it's like, when your starting quarterback goes down, you should still be able to catch the ball. You should still be able to to run, but they don't. So it just proves that they are just that bad of a team this year. All right. Sorry about that cheering sound. I actually have a game going on right next to me on a device. I forgot to silence it. Alrighty. Well, let's see. I'm not even sure who they're playing next week. I didn't check. Sorry. But yeah, actually, I'll do a quick check right now and see who they're playing next week. And they are playing the Packers. I pretty much predict I'm going to see more of the same next week against the Packers. NFC North is a team where every team has a winning record, and every team seems to be in playoff contention. So I don't see any difference. As a matter of fact, if Dart's not playing, I predict it's going to be worse because when Wilson is in, the offense cannot score. That's another one. Um, they had the ball on the Bears 1 yard line, couldn't get it in, and then there was a when they kicked the field goal, it was a penalty. Too many men on the field. I don't know. I mean, maybe they move the ball closer. Maybe they take a shot at it. I mean, even the announcer saying at the very least you pin this rookie quarterback deep and see what he can do when he's on like the half-yard line or whatever. Nope, they decline the penalty. They take the three, and that's all they had for the rest of the day. Right. Well, anyway, so let's see what they do against the Packers next week. All right, so 2-8, race to the bottom. All right. Please like, subscribe, and share to any other Giants fan you may know who would like to see fan coverage and not these professionals that just like to pretty things up. And I'll see you next week.